Screenwriters is now in Kantang, Thailand, the site of the first rubber tree ever planted in Southeast Asia. And it's pretty special if you start to think about all the different ways rubber has impacted our modern lives.
What's interesting is the story of how it got here, because rubber, or the search for rubber, the money from rubber, is what fueled the expansion of the Europeans in the Amazon. And so much so that Manaus, in the center of the Amazon, was a huge Portuguese city that had opera houses, that had rubber baron mistresses sending their laundry home to Lisbon. But rubber was never able to grow in a plantation way in the Amazon. There'd just be a scattering of trees to the forest, and indigenous people would be brought into this sort of horrific servitude and sent out tapping the rubber trees for their lives, and if they didn't pay off their debts, the lives of their children as well. What they were looking for was a way to create a rubber plantation in a way that would allow them to harvest rubber efficiently, like you can harvest corn or like you can harvest soy or anything else. And that seemed impossible to do in the Amazon because there was a blight, a fungus that lived in the soil that would regularly consume the rubber trees. And if the rubber trees were too close to each other, it would spread from one to the other and would decimate these plantations that they kept attempting to build. So the solution is that we took one tree and brought it over here to Thailand to plant here and grow in a place where the rubber blight never existed. And that's why we now have rubber plantations through Southeast Asia.
And what's happened is we've planted it in monocultures. And a monoculture is when you have a single plant that's planted all over the place and hardly any other plants. And it's not nearly as diverse as a native rainforest. So essentially we've chopped down these really highly diverse rainforests and planted the rubber in monocultures, and it's affected the plants, the animals, the flora and fauna, and how much diversity is in these regions.
In Southeast Asia now, when the sap is rising at nighttime, rubber tappers will go out into the plantations and cut a new sap line on the trees for the white sap to drip down and be collected. After that, it's processed and dried into these welcome mat-sized sheets, which are sold to be reprocessed into products we all use every day.
So, we all like rubber, we all use rubber, we depend on rubber, and we like the products we get from rubber. But by using so much rubber, we're basically cutting down our rainforest and decreasing the biodiversity of our planet. So what we need to do is start thinking about ways to decrease our reliance on rubber, decrease our consumption on rubber, and decrease our consumption overall.